Alright everyone, good morning. Today is Monday, July 29th, 2024 at 09:11. While I have my break here, I'm going to do the day one outlook before I have to get busy again. Anyway, today we have a few slight risks. We have one out here in North Dakota, South Dakota, and Nebraska. We also have one over here in Illinois, Indiana, and Kentucky. We also do have a marginal risk that extends from North and South Dakota down through into Nebraska, over into Minnesota and Iowa, into Wisconsin, into Missouri, Illinois, Indiana, a little bit of Ohio, a little bit of West Virginia, Kentucky, Tennessee. We got North Carolina, South Carolina, a little bit of Alabama and Georgia there. We also have a separate one over here in a little bit of Pennsylvania, Delaware, New Jersey. So let's see what we've got for today's risks. See what cities we've got under it. So we got Louisville, Lexington, Fayette, Sioux Falls, Evanston, and Bloomington under a slight. And Chicago, Philadelphia, Indianapolis, Baltimore, and Charlotte under a marginal. So let's see what we've got over here for today's tornado risk. So it looks like we've got 2% in a little bit north in South Dakota and in Nebraska. We got a 5% here in Illinois and Indiana, and 2% surrounding that for Illinois and down into Kentucky. A little bit into Tennessee, Ohio, and Indiana here. A little bit of Michigan also has that. So let's see what we've got. We've got Louisville, Bloomington, Terre Haute, I think is how you say it, Greenwood, and Columbus under a 5%, and Chicago, Indianapolis, St. Louis, Cincinnati, and Lexington, Fayette under a 2%. I definitely would say that for the 5%, you could see an EF1 tornado touchdown. 2%, you could see a brief EF0 touchdown, and maybe even an EF1 if it becomes strong enough. Today's damage and wind risk, we've got a 15%, basically a hatched area here for both Dakotas into Nebraska. We also have a 15% over here in Illinois, Indiana, and Kentucky again. This 5% over here, again, for both Dakotas, over into Minnesota, over into Nebraska and Iowa, into Wisconsin, Illinois, Missouri, Kentucky, Tennessee, Alabama, Georgia, South Carolina, North Carolina, a little bit of Virginia, West Virginia, Ohio. We also have a little bit of Pennsylvania, New Jersey, and Delaware having that 5%. So there is a significant severe, which is Bismarck, Aberdeen, Mandan, Mitchell, and Pierre. We got 5% for Louisville, Lexington, Fayette, Sioux Falls, Evanston, and Bloomington under a 15%, and Chicago, Philadelphia, Indianapolis, Baltimore, and Charlotte under a 5%. I definitely would say 60 to 80 miles per hour could be possible for the hatched area. We could see 60 to 75 miles per hour here for this 15% area, and in the around 5% areas, you could see 60 to 70 miles per hour wind gusts. So please be mindful of that. And today's hail risk, again, we got a hatched area here for both Dakotas and into Nebraska. We got a 5% extending from both Dakotas into Nebraska, in Minnesota, down into Iowa as well. We have one over here in Missouri, Illinois, Indiana, and Kentucky. We also have one over here in Delaware, New Jersey, and a little bit of Pennsylvania. So we do have another hatched area hail risk, so that would be Bismarck, Mandan, and Pierre. And we got a 15% for Bismarck, Aberdeen, Mandan, Pierre, and Huron. And we also got a 5% for Philadelphia, Indianapolis, Baltimore, St. Louis, and Louisville. So I definitely would say in a hatched area you could see maybe even 2 to 4 inches of hail possible out of this stuff. And then the 15% area that's not under the hatched, you could see 1 to 3 inches of hail. 5% you could see 1 to 2 inch hail possible from these storms. Anyway, here's what the Storm Prediction Center says. So they say scattered strong to severe storms are expected across parts of the central and northern plains this afternoon and evening, and also across parts of the Midwest and lower Ohio Valley. So there you have it. There's today's hail risk, today's wind risk, today's tornado risk, in our overall day one outlook. So I do hope you stay weather aware and stay safe. If I'm not busy, I should be able to pop on for an update if an update does occur in the 12:30 outlook. So I will definitely see about that. Anyway, I'm gonna need to get back to work. I will see you maybe later if I'm not busy.